Greetings and welcome to this tale from the Magic Attic. Do you have nightmares? I do. In mine, I'm in tall buildings and go into elevators that go nowhere. I'm trapped. Hard to imagine. They say that nightmares tell you a lot about your childhood and your fears, your anxieties. And I guess if they analyze mine, they come to the conclusion that clearly I've watched way too much TV. In particular, an episode of The Twilight Zone called The After Hours. In it, a woman's looking for a gift for her mother and drives to a department store. She goes into the store and on the first floor looks around, not finding what she wants, heads to the elevator, where an elevator operator asks her, "What is it you're looking for?" "A golden thimble," she says, and without missing a beat, he says, "7th floor." Up they go. When they get to the 7th floor, she gets out. The room's pitch black, with only empty cases everywhere, showcases, and she approaches one. A woman suddenly appears, a saleswoman, and just points. And the woman looks down. It's a golden thimble, exactly what she wanted. She pays cash for it, takes it, and hurries back to the elevator, where the elevator operator is waiting, and he asks, "Did you find what you wanted?" She said, "Yes, but it's so strange to have that whole floor for one item." And she looks at the golden thimble, and it's dented. She says, "It's dented." "No problem. 3rd floor, complaints." And off they go. And that's when it gets even stranger. On the 3rd floor, she's approached by 2 men, identical twins. They ask if they can help. And she says, "I just bought this golden thimble, and it's dented." They said, "Oh, you have to go downstairs to gifts for the return." And she said, No, I bought it on the 7th floor. They paused, looked at each other. "There is no 3rd floor, 7th floor," they said. She said, "Of course there is. I was just there. I paid cash for this." And then she notices in the distance someone with their back turned. She says, "I bought it from that saleswoman." And she goes over, but as she approaches, she realizes it's a mannequin. At that point, everything seems out of order, out of place. The room starts spinning. She's losing her control and suddenly faints. Both managers look at each other and says, "We're closing. We need to get her somewhere safe." And so they move her to a back room, cover her with a blanket, and she goes to sleep. After some time, she awakens, wonders where she is, takes the cover off, gets up, goes out, and starts looking around. And what does she find? Well, she's no longer on the 3rd floor. Suddenly, she's back on the 1st floor. Lights are off. Doors are locked. They've closed the store. As she looks around, all of a sudden, she starts noticing mannequins. And they're looking at her. And she hears voices whispering until finally she hears what they're saying. "You know what you are." With that, she's just going crazy. Everything's askew. Nothing seems right. She runs back to the elevator. She pushes the button. The elevator operator's there. She says, "Please, please get me out of here. Get me out of here. I don't feel safe." "No problem. No problem." He pushes the button, and you watch as the numbers go up on the floors until they reach the 6th floor. And the next thing you see is the doors opening, and you're looking inside the elevator, and all you see is the mannequin. Quite a story. Our stories are our fears, and I hope you've enjoyed this story from the Magic Attic. Sweet dreams. Throughout the history of the theater of magic, great magicians have used props made by great builders. In 1943, the Thayer Magic Manufacturing Company released this product called the Architect's Nightmare. It was a variation on a well-known prop called the Blue Phantom, but for some reason the public didn't take to it. It's not known how many were made, perhaps 24, maybe more. They were made in 2 color schemes, but it disappeared and has not been seen in use for many years. I got this from Bill Scheelk, who's the owner and builder for Wellington Enterprises, a master builder. And he used this to create this new version. It's called The Architect's Nightmare Perfected. He made 15 of them. I'm so glad to be able to share it with you. And if you have questions, you can reach Bill at Wellington Enterprises. Thanks for watching this episode of Tales from the Magic Attic.